Hey, gun people. I'm knocking out 3 or 4 talkies here today. Everybody, dude, that dude don't change clothes. Hey, I'm doing the same set of videos while I'm drinking my coffee. Talk about the death penalty. Why people are for it, why people are against it. Now, I'm telling you this from a guy who used to be so pro-death penalty that this one guy that shot a cop that was in our jurisdiction, our working area, that we knew, and he was a piece of shit. I can't remember the name of the guy or the cop. Of course, nobody remembers people who were killed. It's all, you know, in the headlines, and everybody's crying, and it's so sad, and a good American died today, blah, 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 blah. 6, 8 months later, nobody remembers. So, in this case, the cop went through the drive-thru, I think, and his kid, he shot his kid in the head, the cop caught him, and he killed the cop. I can't remember. It had something to do with the drive-thru. But anyway, you're looking at a guy who was so pro-death penalty that a buddy of mine rented a limo, and 3 or 4 of us cops got in there with champagne, and that limo drove us to the Bay Area where they were going to kill his ass, and we sat out front with the demonstrators and the people saying, you know, don't kill him, death penalty's wrong, blah, blah, blah. And we were out there killing, we were singing plop, plop, fizz, fizz, because they dropped the cyanide in a little tablet, so, you know, plop, plop, fizz. So we're singing Let Him Die, and we're just and we're drinking, we got champagne, we're going to crack him when he dies, we're having a few drinks in a limo. So this is a big party to kill this dude. And believe me, I got no problem with what I did. That dude was a piece of shit and he deserved to die. So I got no problem with that. So why now am I anti-death penalty? I mean, somebody's going to be like, damn, this guy got a limo and went and celebrated a guy getting killed, and now he's anti-death penalty? What the hell what a change. Because I never thought I would be anti-death penalty. Nobody could talk me out of killing pieces of shits that are out there doing all kinds of shit. And I'm okay with killing them. I'm just anti-death penalty when the government does it. So, and here's why. Death penalty cases are about money. It's about crooked politics. It's about scams. It's about DAs padding their resume. It's about crooked government doing whatever they can for all the wrong reasons. Death penalty by the government is not about justice. I don't care what they say. I don't care who it is. I don't care who. Death penalty cases are about politics. It's about supporting your base, catering to your side. The flip side is the liberals. They're anti-death penalty, not about justice. They don't care if this guy dies or lives. They care about politics and catering to their base. The death penalty is a scam. It's a scam for what the people believe, and it's a scam to make money for the government and the system. The amount of money that is spent on death penalty cases is out-stinking-rageous. Okay, I mean, I just can't even imagine people have any clue when they're out there pro-death penalty, kill this guy, because they're thinking with emotion, just like I did, just like I don't have a problem. Cops show up, dude kills a bunch of people, and they put 6 bullets in him, he's dead. Now, to me, that's a death penalty. I got no problem with that. Oh, that's swift justice. What if he's innocent? There's times when a guy ain't innocent. Okay, there's times that you know this guy. We got video evidence. We catch the guy in the act. He's raping, he's killing, he's stabbing. He just killed somebody. He's trying to kill. You know, the guy that shot up all those people on the damn Muslim Aloha snack bar, yelling whatever his name was, the captain major that shot up the base and killed all those people. We know he did it. We had all these witnesses. We caught him. I got no problem with shooting and killing him right then and there, done and over. No freaking problem. Well, Rick, you're kind of crazy. That's right, I am. I don't believe in that shit. However, when the government gets involved, everything changes. It's all about jockeying for position, catering, getting money, getting this side to protect you, getting this side to protect you, getting this side to promote you, getting this side to hate you, show your side that you're against the other side, show this side you're against the other side. Lawyers who want to have a death penalty on their case, and that's kind of like a big badge of honor for a DA. I did a death penalty case. Woohoo! Look at me. Woo, buffed out. I'm a death penalty case guy. That's what most death penalty cases are. A DA wants to get one of those under his belt so he can later say, I'm tough on crime. I got no problem killing somebody that's guilty. It's a service to the community. I made the community safer. We need to hold these criminals accountable. We need to protect the good citizens. Meanwhile, he's letting other people go, cutting backdoor deals and not doing any of the shit he's saying when he's got a camera for a death penalty. Death penalties get you publicity. Publicity is good for lawyers. It's good for the lawyer defending them, and it's good for the lawyer that's trying to get him. OJ lawyers all made millions from defending OJ. Prosecutions made millions and wrote books from prosecuting him. And justice wasn't done. So, the death penalty is, when you talk about money-wise, it is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of money. If you got a death penalty case, depending on the state, each state has it different. But first of all, you have to have 2 or 3 attorneys if it's a death penalty case. And the government pays for it. Because most people who are getting death penalty cases are pieces of shit that's been doing crime their whole life. They got 14 pages of rap sheet. They ain't got no money. And the same parents that would be suing the cops for killing little Tyrone because he was robbing a store are the same parents that are going to go, I can't afford an attorney. No, he's on his own. Let the state give him an attorney. That always bugged me about that shit. A parent can sue the cops when you kill their kid who's full grown, but the cops or the government can't go after the parents of a child that robs, steals, and causes all this crime. What is the difference? The lawyers don't want you to do that because lawyers have shit kids and everyone else has shit kids. And if we did that, that might make parents responsible for their kids and they might try to raise them a little bit more. So we don't want that, Rick. This is the liberal new America. We want everybody to hold hands and wear rainbow flags and sing "We Are Freaking the Children" or whatever. So when it comes to the death penalty, nobody pays but the taxpayers. Nobody pays but the government. Not only do we pay for his one attorney, we pay for the second or third attorney. And then that case has to be reviewed automatically. It gets an appeal review. So we have to pay for that process, which is thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then it has to be reviewed again. Some places will get 3 or 4 reviews. And then right before he dies, he sits on death row for 8-10 years. He gets his own TV. He's in a nice cell. Death row's kind of like the Hilton of the prison, because these guys are the coolest and the best and the baddest. So we have to protect them so we can kill them. Are you kidding me? We ought to protect them so we can kill them. So that's how the money is spent in the prisons. Guess what? A prison that gets a death penalty, a high death, the prison that has Charles Manson gets thousands, if not millions of dollars to keep him, because he's high profile, because they have to defend him, because he's special, because he's going to get news media and press, and we have to make sure this, and he's got these rights, and he's probably got an attorney for life, free of charge, and anybody that defends him is going to get their name in the paper because they're defending Charles Manson. So it's all a scam for the lawyers and the judges, and that's the way our system works. The death penalty is a big scam. The case where I end up turning in as dirty DA, and I said, bullshit, that's where I called, that's it, bullshit, I'm done, is when he was trying to hide evidence in a death penalty case because he knew it would hurt his chances, and he didn't want to have to retry it, and he didn't want to have to lose his chance of getting a death penalty. And he got the death penalty. And he hid freaking evidence, and nobody cared. I showed the evidence he hid, I produced the evidence, and they snaked it in and hid and did their lawyer double talk, and the attorney that defended him was like, hey, he's guilty anyway, so what if the DA hid evidence? I know he's guilty. What do I care? Why am I going to spend my time and money to fight this DA and to get my client off when I ain't getting paid? You think the government's going to pay this attorney to go back to fight for evidence that was hidden against the DA, another government agency? No, it ain't going to happen. So, you know, the death penalty, that case changed me, and I was like, there is no way I ever believed. And that's not the only case. There was other cases where I've seen death penalties go to trial, and the shit that attorneys do, because, and I'm not saying they're all evil. I mean, they're all kind of pieces of shit, and they all got the ends justify the means mentality, and they think they're doing a great job, and they get lost in their power. But an attorney going after a death penalty conviction, that attorney will sell his mother's soul to get that conviction, because that's the badge of honor for all DAs. All DAs know who DAs have death penalty cases. All DAs respect and look at them like in awe. Ooh, man, he got a death penalty conviction. Those are hard. You get one of those, you got to be good. He must be really good. He's good at lying and sneaking and hiding evidence and manipulating a court. That don't mean he's a good person. So, death penalty, big joke, big scam, big money, big politics, has nothing to do with justice. That's why I am anti-death penalty. You give a guy LWOP, it's called LWOP, Life Without Parole. He can't get paroled, he's in for life, he's done. He doesn't get all these mandatory appeals because he's death sentence. He doesn't get the special treatment for being on death row. He doesn't get all the appeals. He doesn't have the press doing, oh, they're going to kill him today and we're trying to get the governor to save him and this senator is fighting the death penalty because it's unjust and this senator and this congressman, and you don't get all that shit when you give him LWOP, because LWOP is like, he's just going to prison for life. Big deal. So I'm all for doing away with the death penalty and you go life without parole, period. That's what you get, done. There are so many cases that people are willing to plead to life without parole and the DA still goes to court, wastes millions of dollars to prosecute this guy trying for a death penalty when the guy was willing to plead guilty for life without parole. You want a law passed? Pass a law. When a suspect wants to plead guilty, they have to take the plea. I mean, period. It's just, there's no, I mean, obviously I can't plead guilty and say I want a day in jail. But when you're pleading to life without parole, if you're willing to plead to life without, the DA should lose all power to negotiate. It's done. He's pled guilty. We're not playing the system. We're not playing all these courts, all these lawyers, all these fees, tying up courts, press, appeals. We're not doing all that just so some DA can get a badge that I got a death penalty case. So anybody that's out there that knows anybody that wants to pass laws, you want a good law passed? When somebody's willing to plead life without parole for any crime, it's over. The case is done. We're not spending any more money. The DA is mandated to take that plea. You'll never see that law. Why? Because it messed up the system. Because you got too many DAs out there trying to make a living and trying to get their resume built up, and we can't have people just pleading life without parole. All right, so we're not there on my death penalty.